welcome back to my channel. So I'm really excited to be sharing this video today. I feel like I haven't done like a foodie sort of recipe type video in such a long time, but today I wanted to just show a video just doing some really simple and easy and yummy vegan Christmas type treats. So these are just really simple little desserts that are really easy to make and don't require many ingredients or hard work. Just put together a couple of fun little festive recipes to get everyone in like the Christmas spirit, because it's just such an exciting time of year. Even though this year's been pretty, not great. Yeah, I just still hope everyone can have a great Christmas, and I really hope you guys like this video and yeah, enjoy these recipes. So I'm firstly making these little reindeer rice cakes, and I did these with rice cakes, but I've done them before as well with like pancakes, or you could do a cookie or just anything that's round basically. So I'm starting with using some peanut butter on a rice cake and just making sure that that is all nice and covered. And then once that's on, I've got just a chocolate cookie which I've just crumbled up really finely, and then I'm just sprinkling that all over the peanut butter and just lightly patting that down so it sticks. Then I'm just putting on a couple of pretzels to make the little reindeer ears, and then 2 slices of banana with blueberries on top for the eyes and a raspberry for the nose. This is so super easy but so cute. So next I'm making these chocolate stuffed gingerbread cookies. I'm starting off for these by making 1 flax egg, which is 1 tablespoon of ground flax seeds with 3 tablespoons of water. I'm then just adding in 1/4 of a cup of sweetener and 1 tablespoon of margarine and 1 tablespoon of molasses. I'm then just doing a dash of vanilla extract, and I'm just mixing that all together until it's nice and smooth and creamy. I'm then just adding in 1/2 of a cup of self-raising flour and 1 teaspoon of gingerbread spice mix. I will leave the notes for that on how I made that below. And then I'm just mixing that all together until I've got a nice thick dough. I'm then just rolling it into a nice ball and filling it with a nice big square of dark chocolate in the middle. So I'm then just covering that up, but I'm leaving a little bit of chocolate exposed at the top, so when they're cooked you can sort of see it melting out. And then I'm just going through and doing that with all of the rest. I did just make a small batch of these, so I only made 6 of them, so you can obviously double or even triple if you are wanting to make more, but I've just been making so many Christmas recipes that I think it was better that I just started to do some small batch treats as well. I'm then just sprinkling over the top of them just some like chocolate shards that was left over from when I was chopping up the squares, just because you can never have too much chocolate, especially on cookies in my opinion. So once I've done that, I'm just putting them in the oven preheated to 190 degrees Celsius, and I'm just cooking them for around 15 minutes. So once they've come out, the chocolate is all nice and gooey and melty, and I just had to include like this shot because like yum. And then just to make them a bit more festive, I just made a little holly out of goji berries and pepitas, and again here is that other pull shot because like just that oozy chocolate in the middle is just so good. I think this is my favorite one. This is a white choc mint single served baked oats. So good. So for this one I'm doing 1/3 of a cup of oat flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 tablespoon of sweetener and 1 tablespoon of nut butter. I'm then doing 1/2 a teaspoon of both vanilla and peppermint extract and 1/3 of a cup of almond milk. And then just stirring that together until it is all combined and smooth, and then adding in some chopped white chocolate, and it's vegan of course, and then I'm just stirring that in until the chunks are all incorporated, and then I'm just pouring that into this little ramekin that I've got, and then I'm baking that in the oven preheated to 180 degrees, and I'm baking that for around 20 minutes. And once that's cooked, I'm just topping that with some extra almond butter, white chocolate and some crushed candy canes just to give it that extra festive look. This one is seriously so easy to make, and if you haven't tried the combination of white chocolate and mint before, you seriously need to. I've never had it before and I can't believe it because it's so good, and just like you can tell just by looking at it, it's just so soft and fluffy and delicious, and it's just the perfect festive Christmas treat. Next up, we have these brownie Christmas trees, which I'm just so, like, they're just so cute. So for these, I'm just making up a brownie mix using the Macromite protein brownie mix. So yeah, that's why I just used the packet one, or you could make your own, but I just thought this is so much easier, and the Macromite brownies are delicious. So I'm just making that as per the instructions, and then I'm just cutting that into triangle shapes so they resemble more like Christmas trees. And then I'm just making a green frosting by mixing some coconut yogurt with matcha powder. So I'm just adding the two together to a bowl and just mixing it all up and just, yeah, making it this nice green color. And then I'm pouring that into a Ziploc bag just to make like a piping bag, and just cutting a hole in the corner of it so that I can easily just drizzle on the sort of zigzag pattern. So yeah, you can see that I'm doing just to sort of make our Christmas tree, and then just putting a candy cane at the base for the little, I guess, stump you'd call it, and then I just have these little gold and silver sprinkles which I'm adding on top, and yeah, they just make such cute little Christmas trees. And for the last recipe, I'm sharing these shortbread cookies which I've cut into stars and made them nice and Christmassy. So I'm starting off with adding 1/4 of a cup of vegan butter with 1/3 of a cup of a granulated sweetener, and I'm just mixing that together until it's nice and creamy. I'm then adding in a teaspoon of vanilla extract, half a teaspoon of baking soda, a dash of salt, 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, 1 cup of all-purpose flour, and I'm just mixing that together, and it ended up being a little bit dry, so I just added in a little splash of almond milk, and then I've just mixed that together until it has formed a dough. And then I'm just flouring a chopping board and placing the dough on that, and I don't have a rolling pin, so I'm just using a glass to roll out my dough. And then I've got this star cookie cutter, and I'm just going through and basically, yeah, just cutting out shapes of stars. Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory, so I'm just going through and doing all that. And this made 25 cookies, and I'm then just baking them in the oven for around 15 minutes, and when they come out of the oven they will still be a little soft, but as they cool they will harden. And once they have cooled completely, I'm making the icing by adding in about 1/4 of a cup of icing sugar with a little splash of almond milk, and just mixing that together until it is still somewhat thick but all smooth and combined. And then I'm just spreading that over the top of the stars, and to top it off, I'm just adding some crushed pistachios and chopped up goji berries just to add for the green and red Christmassiness. And yeah, so that's it. And yeah, these were so yummy and so easy to make. So I really hope that you guys liked these recipes today. Let me know if you give them a try, and I hope you all have a wonderful Christmas and a happy new year, and yeah, bye.